All right, so today we're diving into something really special.
Yeah.
Bob Marley's 80th birthday celebration.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
It's amazing.
It's February 6, 2025, and the world is remembering this reggae legend. And we've got two really cool sources to kind of unpack today.
Okay.
One outlining all the year-long celebration plans, and then another one that features
Right.
a really fascinating interview with a photographer named Kate Simon, who actually knew Marley personally.
Oh, wow.
So whether you are a longtime fan or you're just starting to kind of explore his impact, I think this is going to be a fascinating deep dive. So let's jump right in.
Okay, cool.
So one of the things that really jumped out at me from the article was the Uprising theme that they've chosen for this 80th birthday.
Yes, absolutely. And it goes deeper than just a reference to his 1980 album.
Right.
To really grasp the significance, I think we have to consider the socio-political climate of Marley's Jamaica.
Okay, so what was happening in Jamaica during that time that made this
theme so powerful?
Yeah, well, Jamaica in the 70s and 80s was a place of, intense political and social turmoil.
Right.
Poverty, inequality, violence was just widespread.
Yeah.
And Marley's music became a voice for the marginalized, a cry for justice and equality.
Yeah.
So Uprising wasn't just a catchy title. It was a call to action,
Right.
a reflection of the struggles and the hopes of the nation.
Wow. So that really adds a whole other layer of meaning then to this,
Absolutely.
this theme. So how are they kind of bringing this uprising spirit to life in the celebrations?
Well, they've planned a year-long series of events.
Wow.
And a Uprising tribute concert is going to be kicking things off.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to be live streamed from Tuff Gong Studios in Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
Which, as you know, was Marley's own recording studio.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool, using his own studio.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about the lineup for the concert?
Well, it's a really diverse mix of, established and emerging artists.
Yeah. Which speaks to the enduring influence of Marley's music across generations. You'll hear reggae stalwarts like Mortimer and Bugle alongside rising stars like Kumar Faya, Naomi Cowan.
Wow.
Dajai Kelly Shane and Alex A. Game.
That's a pretty awesome lineup. It sounds like they're pulling out all the stops for this
They are.
celebration. So besides the concert, what else can we look forward to?
Well, there's a brand new video series that's premiering called Bob Marley I.
Okay.
And the first episode features Don Letts.
Don Letts.
Yeah.
That name rings a bell, but I can't quite place it.
Okay.
Who is he, and what's his connection to Marley?
Don Letts is a British filmmaker, DJ, and musician who played a pivotal role in bridging the gap between punk rock and reggae in the UK.
Interesting.
He was the DJ at the Roxy, a legendary London punk club in the 70s.
Right.
And he was a massive Bob Marley fan.
So he was spinning reggae records for a punk crowd.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What was the reaction like?
It was surprisingly positive. Let's recognize this shared rebellious spirit in both genres, this common thread of challenging the status quo.
Right.
And, by introducing reggae into the punk scene, he helped to expand musical horizons and foster a sense of unity between these seemingly disparate subcultures.
That is so cool. So Don Letts helped introduce a whole generation of punks to reggae.
Exactly.
Which ultimately broadened Marley's reach even further.
Yeah.
I'm definitely adding that episode to my watch list.
Yeah.
Now, besides the Bob Marley I series, is there anything else happening?
There is, get ready for this.
Okay.
There is a global Singalong event planned at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester.
Wow.
They're expecting over 250,000 children to participate in singing Marley's songs.
Wow. I can only imagine the energy in that arena with 250,000 kids all singing together.
It's going to be amazing.
What do you think is the significance of involving so many young people in this celebration?
I think it's a brilliant way to ensure that Marley's message of peace, love, and unity continues to resonate with future generations. Imagine the impact of children all over the world coming together to sing his songs.
Yeah.
It's a powerful statement about the enduring legacy of his music and its ability to transcend cultural and generational boundaries.
You're right. That's a really powerful image. So we've got the concert, the video series, this massive sing-along. It's amazing how globally they're celebrating Marley.
Yeah.
And actually, I just remembered reading something about SiriusXM also doing some special programming.
Yeah, let's not forget about SiriusXM's Bob Marley's Tuff Gong Radio. They're dedicating special programming to the celebration.
Oh.
including a live broadcast of the Uprising concert from Tuff Gong Studios.
Oh, that's right. I'd also heard that they were going to be playing some rare recordings from the archives as well, which is a real treat for
sure.
For any Marley fan.
Yes, and they'll be featuring birthday messages from various artists, including Smokey Robinson.
Wow, Smokey Robinson. That's pretty high praise coming from a soul legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we've got a lot going on globally to celebrate Marley's 80th birthday. But I kind of want to shift gears a little bit and talk about Kate Simon.
Yeah.
You mentioned that she was a photographer who knew Marley personally.
Yeah.
So what kind of insights does she offer into his life?
What's fascinating about Kate Simon is that she wasn't just a photographer.
Okay.
She was a close friend of Bob's.
Wow.
And her memories provide a really unique and intimate glimpse into his personality beyond the stage persona and the public image.
That's really interesting. So how did this friendship between Kate and Bob begin?
It all started backstage at the Lyceum Theatre in London in 1975.
Okay.
Kate was there, and she had her first encounter with Bob.
What was that first meeting like? Was it love at first sight, so to speak?
Well, according to Kate, they instantly connected.
Wow.
As if they'd known each other for years. She felt an immediate urge to capture his essence through her photography, and that's how their journey began.
So from that chance encounter, they developed this friendship that allowed Kate to capture some incredibly personal moments with Bob. That's pretty amazing.
It is. And Kate's photos aren't just about capturing Bob's image. They reveal a lot about his personality.
Okay.
Especially his discipline, which challenged common assumptions about reggae artists.
Discipline.
Right.
That's not something you usually associate with reggae. Tell me more about that. What did Kate reveal about Bob's discipline side?
Well, Kate talked about how dedicated Bob was to physical fitness. He would even play soccer in his hotel room to stay active.
Oh.
And he was very particular about his diet, always opting for healthy foods.
Right.
He even had his own chef on tour to ensure he was eating properly.
Wow, playing soccer in his hotel room. That's definitely not your stereotypical image of a reggae musician. It sounds like Bob was very intentional about his health and well-being.
He approached his music and his life with the same level of dedication. It wasn't just talent that made him successful.
Right.
It was hard work and discipline.
That's an inspiring takeaway for sure.
Yeah.
So Kate was able to witness firsthand Bob's disciplined approach to life, and that definitely shines through in her photos.
It does.
Now tell me about some of the specific photos that she captured and what makes them so special.
One of Kate's most iconic photos is the one that ended up on the cover of Bob's album, Kaya.
Oh.
It was a completely serendipitous moment captured by the pool at the Sheraton Kingston Hotel.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me the story behind that photo. How did a poolside moment turn into an album cover?
Well, Kate was at the hotel with Chris Blackwell, the founder of Island Records.
Right.
Blackwell challenged her to a swimming race.
Okay.
And even though she was a competitive swimmer, he managed to beat her.
Wow.
As she got out of the pool, she noticed Bob sitting there and snapped a few photos. Little did she know that one of those casual shots would become such an iconic image.
Wow, that's amazing. It's a testament to Kate's skill as a photographer.
Yeah.
That she was able to capture such a natural and captivating moment.
Yeah, definitely.
So the Kaya cover is one of her most famous photos.
Right.
Are there any other photos of Bob that are particularly meaningful to Kate?
Yes. Kate has another favorite photo that was taken at Bob's Oakley Street address in London.
Okay.
It's a much more casual photo than the Kaya cover.
Right.
But it holds a special place in her heart because it captures the essence of their friendship, the easy intimacy they shared.
It's interesting that her favorite photo is a more personal one.
Yeah.
That speaks to their bond.
Yeah.
Rather than a professionally staged shot.
Yeah.
It says a lot about their connection. Now, you mentioned that Kate's photos offer insights into Bob's personality.
Yeah.
Are there any other aspects of his character that stand out in her work?
One of the most striking examples of Bob's character that Kate captured was during the One Love Peace concert in 1976. She photographed him bringing together the political rivals, Michael Manley and Edward Seaga, on stage, literally joining their hands.
Wow. That must have been an incredibly powerful moment. I can only imagine the tension in the air. What was Bob's motivation behind that gesture?
Well, Jamaica was experiencing a period of intense political violence
Right.
between supporters of Manley and Siga.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, who transcended political affiliations,
Right.
saw music as a unifying force.
Okay.
And by bringing these rivals together on stage, he was making a powerful statement about the need for peace and reconciliation.
It's incredible that he used his platform to advocate for peace in such a tangible way.
Yeah.
What was the reaction to this gesture, both from the crowd
Right.
and from Manley and Siga themselves?
The crowd went wild, erupting in cheers and applause.
Wow.
It was a moment of hope and unity in a time of division.
Mm-hmm.
As for Manley and Siga, they seemed genuinely moved by Bob's gesture.
Okay.
They held hands for a brief moment, a symbolic act that resonated throughout Jamaica and beyond.
That's a testament to the power of music to transcend those political divides.
Exactly.
What was Kate's perspective on this moment? How did she capture the emotions of that event through her photography?
Well, Kate managed to capture the intensity of the moment, the hope in Bob's eyes, the surprise on the faces of Manley and Siga, and the overwhelming joy of the crowd.
Yeah.
Her photos became iconic representations of that historical event, a testament to Bob's commitment to peace and unity.
It's amazing how Kate's photos not only documented these important moments, but also captured the emotions and the spirit of those times.
Exactly.
They provide a truly unique perspective on Bob Marley, the man and the icon.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just the beginning. We still have so much more to explore, from Bob's musical legacy to his global impact.
Well, I'm definitely ready to dive deeper. This is fascinating stuff.
Yeah, me too. It's incredible how Bob Marley's impact, went far beyond the music itself. He became a symbol of hope and resilience.
Yeah, definitely.
A voice for those who often went unheard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that celebrating his 80th birthday is about so much more than just the music.
Right.
It's about acknowledging that profound impact he had.
Exactly.
On the world.
And going back to that Uprising theme, it's not just about their album, but the concept itself.
Yeah.
It's about rising above challenges, fighting for what's right, and believing in the power of love to overcome hate.
That message definitely resonates just as strongly today, especially in a world that often feels very divided.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, I'm still really intrigued by this Don Letts episode in the Bob Marley and I series.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us about his role in bridging punk and reggae?
Well, Letts was more than just a DJ. He was a tastemaker, a cultural connector.
Okay.
He recognized the shared energy and rebellious spirit in both punk and reggae.
Okay.
At the time, punk was exploding in the UK.
Right.
And it was all about, challenging the establishment, rejecting conformity. Reggae, with its roots in social justice and anti-colonialism, also had that element of defiance.
So Letts saw this common thread and brought them together.
Exactly.
That's pretty forward-thinking for the time.
It was.
Did he face any resistance from either the punk or the reggae communities?
It's interesting because you'd expect some pushback.
Yeah, you would think.
But for the most part, it was embraced.
Wow.
The punks at the Roxy loved the energy of reggae.
Right.
It was something fresh, something different.
Yeah.
And the reggae community saw it as an opportunity to reach a wider audience. It was a real cross-cultural pollination.
That's fascinating. So through Letts' vision, Marley's music found a home in this unexpected place, expanding its reach and its influence.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder, are there any other intriguing figures featured in this Bob Marley and I series?
Oh, there are. Each episode highlights someone who had a unique connection with Marley.
Oh, wow.
You'll hear from musicians who collaborated with him, activists who were inspired by his message, and even those who simply crossed paths with him and were touched by his presence.
It sounds like a really intimate and insightful series. I'm definitely adding that one to my must-watch list.
Me too.
So we've talked about the concert, the video series, the sing-along, even SiriusXM getting in on the celebration.
Yep.
It's truly remarkable how many ways they're honoring Marley's legacy.
It really is. It speaks volumes about his enduring impact.
Yeah, it does.
But, I'd like to circle back to Kate Simon for a moment.
Yeah, okay.
Her stories offer such a personal and often unexpected perspective on Bob.
I agree. I'm particularly drawn to how her photos capture a sense of warmth and joy surrounding Marley, even amidst the challenges he faced.
That's a great observation. It's easy to focus on the struggles and the fight for justice, which were certainly central to his message.
Of course.
But what Kate's photos often reveal is the joy he found in music, in connecting with people, and simply living life to the fullest.
It's a reminder that even those who fight for social change also experience moments of pure joy and happiness.
Absolutely.
Their lives aren't solely defined by the struggles that they face.
Precisely. And that's the beauty of Kate's work.
Yeah.
She captures those unguarded moments, the genuine smiles, the laughter.
Right.
She shows us the man behind the icon, the human being beneath the legend.
It makes his story all the more relatable and inspiring. Now, out of all the stories and photos that Kate shared, is there one that particularly stands out to you?
You know, I keep going back to that Kaya album cover story.
Yeah, me too.
It's such a perfect example of how the most iconic moments can come from the most unexpected places.
No, it's funny how a casual poolside hangout turned into one of the most recognizable album covers in music history. What do you think makes that image so compelling?
I think it's the authenticity. It's not a staged photo shoot.
Right.
It's Bob just being himself, relaxed and contemplative. It captures a different side of him, a quieter moment amidst all the energy and activism.
And it perfectly encapsulates the vibe of the Kaya album itself,
Right.
which is more laid back and reflective compared to some of his earlier work.
Exactly.
Speaking of Kate and her unique perspective, if you could ask her one question about her time with Bob, what would it be?
That's a great question. You know, I think I'd ask her about the conversations they had when the cameras were off, away from the spotlight.
Right.
What did they talk about? What were his thoughts on the world? His dreams, his fears?
That's a really insightful question. It's those quiet personal moments that often reveal the most about a person's true character. What do you think those conversations might have revealed about Bob?
I imagine they would have shown a depth of thought and introspection that perhaps didn't always come across in his public persona.
Okay.
You know, he was a philosopher at heart, constantly questioning, searching for meaning.
It's fascinating to think about the private side of such a public figure. It reminds us that even icons like Bob Marley had their own inner world of thoughts and feelings that they shared with those closest to them.
Right.
It makes his legacy all the more human and relatable.
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes this 80th birthday celebration so special. It's not just about remembering the legend, but also about appreciating the man, the human being who touched so many lives.
Well said. And speaking of touching lives, I want to circle back to that global sing-along.
Yes.
Imagine the energy in that arena with 250,000 children from all over the world singing Bob's songs in unison.
It's going to be incredible.
What do you think is the significance of having such a large-scale event focused on young people?
I think it's a powerful statement about the future of Bob's legacy.
Okay.
It shows that his music and his message continue to resonate with younger generations. It's not just something from the past. It's something that continues to inspire and empower people today.
It's a testament to the timelessness of his message.
Yeah.
It's not confined to a specific era or generation.
Yeah.
It speaks to something universal within us.
Yeah.
A longing for peace, unity, and love.
Exactly. And it's through events like this, Singalong, that Bob's message continues to spread and inspire positive change in the world. Yeah. It's about passing the torch to future generations and empowering them to carry on his legacy of hope and resilience.
That's beautifully put. You know, as we dive deeper into these celebrations, I'm realizing just how multifaceted Bob Marley's legacy truly is.
Yeah.
It's the music, of course, but it's also the message, the movement, the global impact.
It's a legacy that continues to evolve and expand, touching new lives and inspiring new generations.
Yeah.
And that's something truly remarkable.
As we wrap up this deep dive into Bob Marley's 80th birthday celebration, I'm struck by how much his legacy kind of extends beyond the music itself. It's almost like he created this movement.
Absolutely.
A way of life centered around peace, love, and unity.
It's true. And what's remarkable is how that movement continues to grow and evolve even decades after his passing. It's a testament to the enduring power of his message, a message that transcends borders, languages, and even time.
I think what's so powerful about his message is that it speaks to a really deep human need, a longing for connection, for belonging, for something bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely. In a world that often feels increasingly divided, Marley's message of unity and love resonates even more deeply. It's a reminder that we're all interconnected, that our shared humanity is far more powerful than any differences that might divide us.
It's interesting how even in the midst of fighting for social justice and equality, Marley never lost sight of the importance of love and compassion.
Yes. His message was never about anger or resentment. It was about hope, about resilience, about believing in a better future. And that's what continues to inspire people all over the world.
Speaking of inspiration, I keep going back to Kate Simon's stories and photos.
Yeah.
She was able to capture not only the iconic moments, but also the quieter, more personal side of Bob.
I agree. Her insights are invaluable, especially her observations about Bob's discipline. It challenges the stereotype of the laid-back reggae musician and reveals a man who is incredibly dedicated to his craft.
Right, like how she talked about his commitment to physical fitness, even playing soccer in his hotel room to stay active.
Exactly. And his attention to diet, having his own chef on tour to ensure he was eating healthy foods. These weren't just superficial choices. They were reflections of a deeper commitment to physical and spiritual well-being.
It makes you realize that his success wasn't just about talent.
Right.
It was about hard work, discipline, and this holistic approach to life.
Absolutely. And that's a valuable lesson for all of us.
Yeah.
Regardless of our passions or professions, talent can take you only so far. It's the dedication, the discipline, the commitment to constant growth that allows us to truly excel.
Well said. So we talked about the Uprising theme, the global celebrations, the intimate stories from Kate Simon. It's clear that Bob Marley's legacy is vast and multifaceted.
It's a legacy that continues to inspire artists, activists, and everyday people all over the world. It's a legacy of music, but it's also a legacy of hope, of resilience, of believing in the power, of love to change the world.
And that's what makes this 80th birthday celebration so special. It's not just about remembering a musical icon.
Right.
It's about celebrating a movement, a way of life that continues to resonate with millions of people.
It's a reminder that even amidst the challenges and uncertainties of our world, there is always hope. There is always the possibility of a brighter future.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with this thought. What does Bob Marley's legacy mean to you? How has his music or his message touched your life? Take a moment to reflect on his impact, on the ways in which his spirit continues to inspire and uplift us all.
And remember, as Bob himself said, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right.
Beautifully said. Thanks for joining us on this journey into Bob Marley's world. Until next time, keep the music playing and let the good vibes flow.